Y2K placard and filter the shit out of that baby and caption it F2K, yes, I found her. Calm down, Jeff. I don't need to think of it. I remind myself.
Standing right there. I guess I'm too high to tell.
He's only now reading Franny and Zoe. Let's get real. He's not reading you. It's just the front of the Dan Browns in the bottom of his basket. Work in a bookstore and learn that most people in this world feel guilty about being who they are. I bagged the Dan Brown first, like it's kitty porn. I found Franny and Zoe is the shit. And he nods. And he's still enough to care because I can see the beige slithery through the stacks, barely. If you reach any higher, I'll see it going. But you know, you grab a book and sit down in the aisle. Maybe it'll stay here all night. Maybe it'll be like the Natalie Portman movie Where the Heart Is, adapted faithlessly from the Billy Letts book, above par for that kind of show, and I'll find you in the middle of the night. Only you won't be pregnant, and I won't be the meek man in the movie. I'll lean over and say, "Excuse me, miss, but we're closed." And you'll look up and smile. Well, I'm not closed.
Bro, tripping.
Hey.
I guess I'm too high to tell.
Sorry about that.
Bro,
Grabs it out of
tripping.
my hand. He doesn't hate me.
Bro,
He
tripping.
hates himself. If people could handle their self-loathing, customer service would be smoother. You know what, kid? You need to get over yourself. You work in a bookstore. You don't make the books. You don't write the books. And if you were any good at reading the books, you probably wouldn't work in a bookstore. So wipe that judgmental look off your face and tell me to have a nice day.
Damn.
This man could say anything in the world to me, and he'd still be the one shame-buying Dan Brown. You appear now with your intimate Portman smile, having heard the motherfucker. I look at you. You look at him, and he's still looking at me, waiting. Have a nice day, sir. I say, and he knows I don't mean it. Hates that he craves platitudes from a stranger. When he's gone, I call out again because you're listening. You enjoy that Dan Brown, motherfucker. You walk over laughing. Thank God it's morning. And we're dead in the morning, and nobody is going to get in our way. You put your basket of books down on the counter and you sass. You gonna judge me too? What an asshole, right? Probably just in the mood. You're a sweetheart. You see the best in people.
I guess I'm too high to
I
tell.
should shut up, and I want to shut up, but you make me want to talk. That guy is the reason the blockbuster shouldn't have gone under. You look at me. You're curious, and I want to know about you, but I can't ask, so I just keep talking. Everybody's always striving to be better. Lose 5 pounds, read 5 books, go to a museum, buy a classical record and listen to it and like it. What they really want to do is eat donuts, read magazines, buy pop albums. And books? Fuck books. Get a Kindle. You know why Kindles are so successful? You laugh and you shake your head and you're listening to me at the point when most people drift, go into their phone. You're pretty. And you ask, why? I'll tell you why. The internet put porn in your home. I just said porn. What a dummy. But you're still listening. What a doll. And you didn't have to go out and get it. You didn't have to make eye contact with the guy at the store who now knows you like watching girls get spanked. Eye contact is what keeps us civilized. Your eyes are almonds, and I go on. Revealed. You don't wear a wedding ring, and I go on. Human. You are patient. I need to shut up, but I can't. And the Kindle takes all the integrity out of reading, which is exactly what the internet did to porn. The checks and balances are gone. You can read your Dan Brown in public and in private all at once. It's the end of civilization. But there's always a but, you say, and I bet you come from a big family of healthy, loving people who hug a lot and sing songs around the campfire. But with no places to buy movies or albums, it's come down to books. There are no more video stores, so there are no more nerds who work in video stores and quote Tarantino and fight about Dario Argento and hate on people who rent Meg Ryan movies. That act, the interaction between seller and buyer, is the most important two-way street we got. And you can't just eradicate two-way streets like that and not expect the fallout, you know? I don't know if you know, but you don't tell me to stop talking the way people sometimes do. You nod. See, the record store was the great equalizer. It gave the nerds power. You're really buying Taylor Swift? Even though all those nerds went home and jerked it to Taylor Swift. Stop saying Taylor Swift. Are you laughing at me or with me? Anyway, I say, and I'll stop if you tell me to. Anyway, you say, you want me to finish. The point is, buying stuff is one of the only honest things we do. That guy didn't come in here for Dan Brown or Salinger. That guy came in here to confess. Are you a priest? No, I'm a church. Amen. You look at your basket. You sound like a deranged loner. And I look in your basket. Your phone. You don't see it, but I do. It's cracked. It's in a yellow case. This means that you only take care of yourself when you're beyond redemption. I bet you take zinc the third day of a cold. I pick up your phone and try to make a joke. You steal this off that guy? You take your phone and you redden. Me and this phone, you say? I'm a bad mommy. Mommy, you're dirty, you are. Nah. You smile and you're definitely not wearing a bra. You take the books out of the basket and put the basket on the floor and look at me like it wouldn't be remotely possible for me to criticize anything you ever did. Your nipples pop. Everything. You notice the twisters like you by the register. You point, hungry. Again? Yes, I say, and I am feeding you all the time. I pick up your first book, Impossible Vacation by Spalding Gray. Interesting, I say. Most people get his monologues. This is a great book, but it's not a book that people go around buying, particularly young women who don't appear to be contemplating suicide, given the fate of the author. Well, sometimes you just want to go where it's dark, you know? Yeah, I say. Yeah. If we were teenagers, I could kiss you. But I'm on a platform behind a counter wearing a name tag, and we're too old to be young. Night moves don't work in the morning, and the light pours in through the windows. Aren't bookstores supposed to be dark? Note to self, tell Mr. Mooney to get blinds, curtains, anything. I pick up your second book, Desperate Characters by one of my favorite authors, Paula Fox. This is a good sign, but you could be buying it because you read on some stupid blog that she's Courtney Love's biological grandmother. I can't be sure that you're buying Paula Fox because you came to her the right way, from a Jonathan Franzen essay. You reach into your wallet. She's the best, right? Kills me that she's not more famous, even with Franzen gushing about her, you know? Thank God. I smile. The Western Coast. You look away. I haven't gone there yet. I look at you and you put your hands up. Surrender. Don't shoot. You giggle and I wish your nipples were still hard. I'm gonna read The Western Coast someday. And Desperate Characters, I've read a zillion times. This one's for a friend. Uh-huh, I say. And the red lights flash danger. For a friend. It's probably a waste of time. You won't even read it. But at least she sells a book, right? True. Maybe he's your brother, or your dad, or a gay neighbor. But I know he's a friend, and I stab at the calculator. It's 31.51. Holy money. See, that's why Kindles rule, you say as you reach into your Zuckerman's pig pink wallet and hand me your credit card, even though you have enough cash in there to cover it. You want me to know your name. And I'm no nut job, and I swipe your card, and the quiet between us is getting louder. And why didn't I put on music today? And I can't think of anything to say. Here we go. And I offer you the receipt. Thanks, you murmur. This is a great shop. You're signing. And you are Guinevere Beck. Your name is a poem. Your parents are assholes, probably, like most parents. Guinevere? Come on. Thank you, Guinevere. I really just go by Beck. Guinevere's kind of long and ridiculous, you know? Well, Beck, you look different in person. Also, Midnight Vultures is awesome. You take your bag of books and you don't break eye contact because you want me to see you seeing me. Right on, Goldberg. Nah, I just go by Joe. Goldberg is kind of long and ridiculous, you know? We're laughing, and you wanted to know my name as much as I wanted to know yours, or you wouldn't have read my name tag. Sure you don't want to grab the Western Coast while you're here? This will sound crazy, but I'm saving it for my nursing home list. You mean bucket list? Oh no, that's totally different. A nursing home list is a list of things you plan on reading and watching in a nursing home. A Bucket list is more like visit Nigeria, jump out of an airplane. A nursing home list is like read the Western Coast and watch Pulp Fiction and listen to the latest Daft Punk album. I can't picture you in a nursing home. You blush. You are Charlotte's Web, and I could love you. Aren't you going to tell me to have a nice day? Have a nice day, Beck. You smile. Thanks, Joe. You didn't walk in here for books, Beck. You didn't have to say my name. You didn't have to smile or listen or take me in. But you did. Your signature is on the receipt. This wasn't a cash transaction, and it wasn't a coded debit. This was real. I pressed my thumb into the wet ink on your receipt, and the ink of Guinevere Beck stains my skin. Chapter 2. I came to know E. E. Cummings the way most sensitive, intelligent men my age came to E. E. Cummings, via one of the most romantic scenes in one of the most romantic love stories of all time, Hannah and Her Sisters, wherein an intelligent, sophisticated, married New Yorker named Elliot, Michael Caine, falls in love with his sister-in-law, Barbara Hershey. He has to be careful. He can't casually make a move. He waits near her apartment and stages a run-in, brilliant, romantic. Love takes work. She's surprised to run into him, and she takes him to the Pageant bookstore. Are you catching a theme here? Where he buys a book of E. E. Cummings' poems for her and sends her to the poem on page 112. She sits alone in bed, reading the poem, and he, meanwhile, stands alone in his bathroom, thinking of her. We hear her reading. My favorite part of the poem? Nobody, not even the rain, has such small hands. Except for you, Beck. These past few days, I've learned so much. You put your tiny hands to work on yourself when the mood strikes, which it does, often. Which reminds me of another joke in Hannah, where Mia Farrow teases Woody Allen that he ruined himself with excessive masturbation. You're okay, I hope. The trouble with society is that if the average person knew about us, you, alone, orgasming 3 times a night, and me, across the street watching you orgasm alone, most people would say, I'm the fuck up. Well, it's no secret that most people are fucking idiots. Most people like cheap mysteries, and most people have never heard of Paula Fox or Hannah, so honestly, Beck, fuck most people, right? Besides, I like that you take care of yourself instead of...
And it raw. That tester app thing you posted don't work. I only made $50. How the hell it don't work if you make $50? Who the hell, who you know playing the game is making $50 for playing the game? You probably only complaining about the $50 because I said I made $200. Well, clearly you not playing long enough. Twin goddamn. Let me chill out. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a video recently about this app I've been using to get paid. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the account tagged in the captions, and the link will be in their bio. You feel me? Type shit. I don't know how y'all getting y'all bread or how y'all making y'all money nowadays, but making $50 off playing one game sound better than goddamn nothing. Fuck you talking about? That nigga out here playing game for free. What you talking about? And you probably only complaining because I said I made $200. Well, guess what? I stuck to that game for like a week. Maybe if you stick to your game for like a week, you'll make that money. You'll make that money. Nah, but for real, the longer you stick to one game, the more money you'll make. If you try to cycle through all the games, you feel me? You ain't gonna make as much if you really grinding on one game. You gotta really grind for the money type shit. They got one game right now that's paying like $275. Y'all better go get on that. If y'all want to hop on it, I'm going to leave the account tag in the captions and the link in their bio. Go click that. What the hell y'all get money? Y'all keep talking about me and I always trying to help y'all get some money. Y'all never want to get no fucking money. That tester app thing you posted don't work. I only made $50. How the hell it don't work if you make $50? Who the hell, who you know playing the game is making $50 for playing the game? You probably only complaining about the $50 because I said I made $200. Well, clearly you not playing long enough. Twin goddamn. Let me chill out. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a video recently about this app I've been using to get paid. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the account tagged in the captions, and the link will be in their bio. You feel me? Type shit. I don't know how y'all getting y'all bread or how y'all making y'all money nowadays, but making $50 off playing one game sound better than goddamn nothing. Fuck you talking about? That nigga out here playing game for free. What you talking about? And you probably only complaining because I said I made $200. Well, guess what? I stuck to that game for like a week. Maybe if you stick to your game for like a week, you'll make that money. Fuck my little dirty off. If you try to kill a killer, then come dance if you were worthy of. to my murder dance on top of your mans. I'm a real 30, y'all. Want you to play crazy bitch ass nigga. I got murder flop, murder drop, spatty swap. You think me and Fat Head the same soul we pull on back. Yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see when we get in that ring, bro. Keep that energy. Keep that energy, bro. Stone, yo, tell me 10, y'all. 10 for speed, y'all. 10 for speed, y'all. 10 for speed, 10 for speed. When we get in the ring, we gonna see. You not on that. We gonna really see when we get in that ring, though. Remember when I said that? We gonna really see. Let's go. Game not done. Appreciate that follow. Stone the Nation. Appreciate
Your home and your pussy with a string of inadequate men. You're the answer to every banal and reductive article about hookup culture. You have standards, and you are Guinevere, a love story waiting for the one. And I bet you capitalize the one when you dream of him, of me. Everyone wants everything right now, but you are able to wait with such small hands. Your name was a glorious place to start. Lucky for us, there aren't a lot of Guinevere Becks in the world, just the one. The first thing I had to find was your home, and the internet was designed with love in mind. It gave me so much of you, Beck. Your Twitter profile, Guinevere Beck, @TheUnrealBeck. I've never had an unspoken thought. I write stories, I read stories, I talk to strangers. Nantucket is my homeboy, but New York is my home bitch. You're revealing bios at various online journals that publish your blogs, unless you want to call them essays, and your thinly veiled diary entries, unless you want to call them short stories. And the poems you write sometimes have fleshed you out. You are a writer, born and raised on Nantucket, and you joke about island inbreeding, but you aren't inbred, and sailing, you are petrified of boats, and alcoholism, you lost your father to the pleasure and
You heard good, son of guns. Find craft before you get chewed up.
We know what we have to do. Find the German.
Got in on
Really good at it.
convinced that there was some sort of mistake. Watching people and cheering for their bones. You don't take
I
pictures
see
of
you've made contact with Ravenel.
the really good old pictures of the dead father.
You in there?
Awesome.
It's either out cold or hearing Sam voice. He's got a bad taste in dirty cheese.
Good luck,
Little
Russell.
sister
Worst few days ahead of you, and I still can't wrap my head around it.
Real estate records show that your house has been in the family for
Wicked pain. Not that I give a shit about it.
Anya is an island for the swing for the
Do these beasts
the baby wants to walks through the beach, take care of summer, and desolation and death. Anya is fucked in the head over your dad.
If you're done playing gangster, help us take down the coffin.
So much is clear from his picture. A volunteer fireman, leather skins, their issue American man. Your dad has the record of any
Given the state we found you
It's
in,
not about
I'm guessing the last 5 years haven't been no rainbows and home-cooked
But
borscht.
it's strongly regularly opposite.
Famous hunters by Omega and the KGB.
If you had been born
See, they
first,
gave me a place to
the family
hide.
business might have been an option. You were cuts. And so the hold out for the hope, the one who killed him.
Stop, kid.
The line in your Twitter bio. I talk to strangers. What is that, Beck? You're not supposed to talk to strangers, but you want to go.
It's good to see you, my
Where's that
friend.
conversation?
You remind me of the book that I was
Fresh starts are the order of the day. But first, we're gonna find the coffin, and we're gonna teach you a thing or two about betrayal.
really had nothing. But then I started to explore you, and you don't write about what really matters. You wouldn't share me with your followers. Your online life is a variety show, so if anything, the fact that you didn't put me in your stand-up act means that you covet me. Maybe even more than I realize, since right now your hand is heading down to your cunt yet again. The next thing the internet gave me was your address, 51 Bank Street. This isn't a frenzied midtown block where harried worker bees storm to and from the office. This is totally sleepy, ridiculously safe and expensive West Village real estate. I can't just hang out on your block. I have to fit in. La-di-da folk. I hit up the thrift store. I buy a suit, businessman and slash or driver and slash or kept man, carpenter pants and some kind of tool belt, handyman on a break, and a bullshit tracksuit, asshole taking care of his precious body. I wear the suit for my first visit, and I love it here, Beck. It's quintessential old New York, and I expect Edith Wharton and Truman Capote to cross the street hand in hand, each carrying a Greek paper cup of coffee, looking as they did in their heyday, as if they'd been preserved in formaldehyde. Princesses live on this block, and Sid Vicious died on this block a long time ago, when the princesses were gestating, when Manhattan was still cool. I stand across the street, and your windows are open, no curtains, and I watch you pour instant oatmeal into a Tupperware bowl. You are not a princess. Your Twitter confirms that you won some kind of real estate lottery. Not to sound like at Anna Kendrick 47, but I love you awesome nerds of the at Brown Biased NYC, and I can't wait to move to Bank Street. I sit down on the stoop and Google. The Brownstone Biased Lottery is an essay contest for Brown University graduates who need housing for graduate school in New York. The apartment has stayed in the Brown family, whatever that means exactly, for years. You're an MFA candidate in fiction writing, so it's no surprise that you won a lottery that's actually an essay contest. And Anna Kendrick is an actress in this movie Pitch Perfect, which is about college girls who sing in a cappella competitions. You see yourself in this girl, which makes no sense. I watched that Pitch movie. That girl would never live the way you do. People pass by your parlor-level apartment ever so slightly above ground level, and they don't stop to stare, even though you're on display. Your two windows are wide open, and you are lucky this is not a well-trafficked street. This must explain the diluted sense of privacy you have. I return the next evening, same suit, can't help it, and you walk around naked in front of the open windows. Naked. I hang out again across the street on the stoop, and you don't notice me, and nobody notices you or me, and is everyone here fucking blind? Days pass, and I grow anxious. You parade too much, and it's unsafe, and it only takes one weirdo to spot you inside and decide to go and get you. A few days later, I wear my carpenter costume, and I fantasize about putting bars on your windows, protecting this display case you call a home. I think of this neighborhood as safe, and it is, but there's deathliness to the quiet here. I could probably strangle some old man in the middle of the street, and nobody would come outside to stop me. I return in my suit, so much better than the carpenter garb, and I wear a Yankees cap I found at another thrift shop. I'm that asshole. To mix it up, just in case you were to notice, which you don't. A man who lives in your building climbs the very small staircase, just 3 steps, that leads to an exterior door. It's not locked, and that door is so close to your apartment. If he wanted to, and who wouldn't want to, he could lean over the railing and rap his knuckles on your screen and call your name. I come in the day, in the night, and whenever I am here, your windows are always open. It's like you've never seen the nightly news or a horror movie, and I sit on the steps of the brownstone, across the tiny clean street that faces your building, and I pretend to read Paula Fox's Poor George, or pretend to text my business associates, or pretend to call a friend who's late and loudly agree to wait another 20 minutes. That's for the neighbor who always might be hidden away, suspicious of the man on the stoop. I've seen a lot of movies. With your open door policy, I'm allowed into your world. I smell your lean cuisines if the wind is right, and I hear your vampire weekend, and if I pretend to yawn and look up, I can see you loaf, yawn, breathe. Were you always like this? I wonder if you were this way in Providence, parading around as if you want your rarefied neighbors to know you naked, half naked, addicted to microwave foods and masturbating at the top of your lungs. Hopefully not. Hopefully there is logic to this that you'll explain to me when it's time. And you with your computer, as if you need to...
So bad, he's gonna stop.
Remind your imaginary audience that you're a writer when I know what you truly are. A performer, an exhibitionist. And all the while, I have to be vigilant. I slick my hair back one day and wear it shaggy the next. I must go unnoticed by the people who don't notice people. After all, if the average person was told about an often nude girl prancing around in front of an open window and a love-struck guy across the street watching discreetly, most people would say, I'm the nut, but you're the nut. You're just not called the nut because your pussy is a thing that all these people want to know about. Whereas my whole... Table and a TV with an antenna. These people don't want to touch my dick with a 10-foot pole. They're pushing me with it. I will wear the tracksuit because you make me want to dress up, Beck. 2 weeks pass, and a portly dowager emerges from her quarters. I stand, fucked, but a gentleman. Hello, madam, I say, and I offer my assistance. She accepts. It's about time.
Sam, what's the deal with these incursions? I thought the Dark Ether was sealed away.
It was, but the dimension is not easily contained. Perhaps a Project Janus experiment failed, or something on the other side could have broken through. There is insufficient...
Tear them to pieces!
Eat dirt, flying sack of shit. Now that is do-it-yourself pest control.
Max out!
You believe that baloney about a mystical artifact that'll return Maxis from the Dark Ether?
Maxis has been there so long. I don't know what's possible. But if Richtofen wants it, I sure as shit don't want her to have it. See that? The face on your bullet club.
You like space. Shoebox at mom logic,
I have no idea how you won Maya's trust, but I wonder, will she get wise to your shit before you inevitably fuck her over?
And I wonder how long it'll take for you to stop being a piece of shit. I'm not holding my breath. You should be there.
face when you look up at him and think about the picture watching you and you smile. There's a freshly showered asshole called out of a Bret Easton Ellis rough draft. They never saw the light of day. It was crossing his feet without looking. He says, sorry, doesn't move. And he lays hands his ground. He's walking up his
Frozen drinks never made me a better shot. What the fuck do I know?
If you move easy, your only way into the castle is through the main gates. Really? No alternatives? Or were you just too shit-faced to check?
Welcome to the castle of busted skulls.
Dude.
Guess who didn't need the password?
She was stubborn too, so I'm going to be patient with you the same way I was patient with her. I'm not going to hold it against you that in that old, bulky laptop computer you write about every except me.
Your area carrier station.
Impossible theory. You write about me.
Bump of this should do the trick.
I'm still here.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Sent him into the street where he belongs, as if you are disgusted with him, which you should be. And I have read all your recent emails, and you should them. You did not tell anyone that you were in your apartment. Sorry. It's all that matters. And I find you, and I'm able to find you, and I owe that to Candace. Dear Candace. I first saw Candace at the Glasslands in Brooklyn. She played flute in a band with her brother and sister. You would like her music. They were called Martyr, and I wanted to know her right away. I was patient. I followed them all over Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan. They were good. They weren't ever going to be top 40, but sometimes they'd have a song featured in a wretched show for teenagers on CW, and their website would explode. They didn't have a label because they couldn't agree on anything. Anyway, Candace was the prettiest. The brother was your standard drummer fuck-up douchebag.
You remember how to do this, Ravenov? Or has the cheap booze burned away that part of your brain?
Watch it, Blake.
No electro shit, and when her psycho-controlling brother, who, by the way, would never be in a band were it not for his sisters, is always hanging around. I had to get Candace alone. And I couldn't be some guy hitting on her because of her protective brother. And I was going to die if I didn't get to hold her, or at least make a step toward holding her. So I improvised. One night, outside of the Glasslands, where it all began, I introduced myself to Martyr as the new assistant at Stop It Records. I told them I was scouting. Well, bands like being scouted, and there I was, minutes later in a booth drinking whiskey with Candace and her irritating siblings. Her sister left, good girl, but her brother was a problem. I couldn't kiss Candace or ask for her number. Email me, she said. I can take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. We love it when labels reach out. So, I did what any Elliot in Hannah would do. I staked out Stop It Records, a sad little joint, and noticed this kid they call Peters come and go every day. Before and after work, he'd duck into an alley and smoke a little pot. You couldn't blame him, what with the shit he put up with at work. Peters was the assistant to all the record label trips.
I don't know why the maggot monkeys are here. I blame for trouble.
So, I camped out with a joint in the alley with her.
Dimensional breaches have formed around the peak. I cannot tell how or why they are occurring.
Well, get with the program, you glorified abacus. We've got our hands full down here. Oh, and Ravenov, say privyet to Sam.
Good luck processing that. We're a few days ahead of you, and I still can't wrap my head around it. Middle Agent 0, Middle Agent 1.
The Alabamian French syndicate traced their roots to this castle. Franco thinks himself the king in this place. Today, he's...
She was mad at first. Girls get mad sometimes, even when the guy is Matthew McConaughey. But I reminded her of the comedic, romantic truth at heart. The world is an unfair place. I know music. I'm smart. I think Martyr deserves to be scouted and worshipped. Had I gone to some liberal arts college and worn vintage socks and subscribed to the notion that a Bachelor of Arts qualifies someone as employable and intelligent, I could have gotten a non-paying internship at a shitty record label and parlayed it into a shitty job too. But as it happens, I don't subscribe to that antiquated notion. I'm my own person. She understood at first, but her brother was another story. One of the reasons it didn't work out between Candace and me. The good news is that I have no regrets. My troubles with Candace were training for this moment. I had to get into your place, Beck, and I knew what to do. I called the gas company and reported a leak at your apartment when I knew you would be at your dance class. And you always have coffee after class with a friend in the class.
If you're done playing gangster...
away from your computer. I waited on my stoop across the way for the gas man to arrive. When he did, I told them I was your boyfriend and that you sent me to help out. The law requires that all gas leaks be investigated, and the law of guys indicates that a guy like me, having dropped out of high school, has a certain way of dealing with guys who work for the gas company. What can I say? I I knew he'd buy that I was your boyfriend and let me in. And I knew that even if he thought I was a lying nut job, he'd let me in. You can't just call him the gas man and not show up back. Seriously. He leaves. And the first thing I do is take your computer and sit on your couch and smell your green pillow and drink water out of your brown mug. I washed it because his ashes lingered. You don't know how to wash a dish. I read your story called What Wiley Was Thinking When He Bought His Kia. It's about an old dude in California buying a shitty import car and feeling like that's the last vestige of his life as a cowboy. The twist is that he wasn't an actual cowboy. He just played cowboys in westerns. Though they don't make westerns anymore, and Wiley never adapted. He never had a car because he spent most of his days at a coffee shop where guys like him sat around talking about the good old days. But they recently outlawed smoking. You italicize outlawed, which is cute. So now the gang has no local place to smoke their cigarettes and tell their stories. The story ends with Wiley in his Kia, and he can't remember how to start it. He's holding his key, that's just a miniature computer, and he realizes he doesn't know where to go, so he buys an e-cigarette and returns to the coffee shop and sits alone.
Help us take down McDonald. I'm gonna smell like blood for days.
You get started?
Old actors because of the photography books in your apartment. So many pictures.
Given the state we found you in, I'm guessing the last 5 years haven't been all rainbows and home cooked borscht.
With Red Wheel Dog, I was hunted by Omega and the KGB. The syndicate gave me a place to hide.
Max armor. Bonus points.
It's good to see you, my friend. You remind me of the purpose I once had.
Fresh starts are the order of the day. But first, we're gonna find Richtofen, and we're gonna teach him a thing or two about betrayal.
Find passion or true love. You and your best friends Hannah and Lynn got drunk a lot. There's a third friend who's very tall and very thin. She dwarfs you and your little friends. This outsider friend isn't tagged in any of the pictures, and there must be something redeeming about her because you appear very proud of this friendship, which has lasted since your childhood. The untagged girl looks unhappy in every shot. Her non-smiling smile will haunt me, and it's time to move on. You dated two guys. Charlie looked like he was always recovering from a Dave Matthews concert. When you were with him, you sat on lawns and did club kid drugs. You escaped that drug-addled dullard and fell into the pin-thin arms of a spoiled punk named Hesher. On a side note, I know Hesher. Not personally, but he's a graphic novelist, and we sell his books in the shop. At least we do right now. But obviously, the first order of business on my next shift will be burying Hesher's books in the basement. You've been to Paris and Rome, and I've never been out of the country. And you never found what you were looking for in Hesher, or Paris, or Charlie, or Rome, or college. You left Charlie for Hesher. And you were cold. Charlie never got over you. He looks permanently drunk to this day in his pictures. He worships Hesher, and he never reciprocated, at least not on Facebook. There are lots of posts where you praise him, and he never responds. Then one day you became single, and your friends liked your status in a way that leaves no doubt that you were the one dumped. Pitch Perfect has ended, and I go to your bedroom, and I'm on your bed. I'm made. and I hear the sound of a key
Simon and
entering
Schuster
the
Audio
keyhole
presents
and turning,
Hidden Bodies.
and a blitzkrieg in my mind.
Read
The landlord bitching to the gas man earlier today. Smartest security in the building, smartest fucking keyboard, always speaks. And I hear you put a key into your keyhole, and the door opens, and the apartment is small, and you are inside of it. You're right, Beck. It is a fucking shoebox.
Welcome to the
Chapter
audiobook.
4. I never go to Greenpoint, where people chase whiskey with pickle juice, but I'm doing this for you, Beck. Just like I hurt my back for you when I fell out of your window so you wouldn't see me when I was trying to see you, trying to know you. And I hate that you could see me here now and think that I'm some dick who overestimates the cultural value of vice and drinks whatever fucking vice tells me to drink. I didn't go to college, Beck, so I don't waste my adulthood trying to recapture my time in college. I'm not a soft motherfucker who never had the guts to live life right now, as is. I live for living, and I'd order another vodka soda, but that would mean speaking to the bartender in the Bukowski t-shirt, and he'd ask me again what kind of club soda I want. I'm in a mood, and you're up there reading in yellow stockings, and there are holes in them, and you're trying too hard. You left Charlotte's Web, but I don't look so hot either. I had to climb out your window, and it's a short fall, but a fall is a fall, and my back stings. If I hear the word pickleback one more time, I swear. Your best friends are at the table next to mine, loud and disloyal. Real F-train types with the boots and the overprocessed hair that quietly insults all the Jersey girls that do that shit on purpose. The three of you were at Brown together, and now you're in New York together, and you all hate girls incessantly, but isn't that exactly what you're all trying to do with your lives? Brooklyn, boys, and pickleback. You sit with the other quote-unquote writers, which allows your friends to go on about you, and unfortunately, they're right. You're so much more invested in being a writer, accepting compliments and drinking whiskey, than you are in writing. Fortunately, they're also wrong. Everyone in this room is too full of pickle juice to understand your cowboy story. Your friends are jealous. Hannah's the big critic, a girl version of Adam Levine with beady eyes and unwarranted self-confidence. Explain to me again what this fucking MFA shit does for you if you're not being about it. I think maybe you can teach, says Lynn, and Lynn is dead inside, like a corpse. She Instagrams methodically, clinically, as if she's gathering evidence for defense, like her entire life is dedicated to proving that she has a life. She loudly mocks your reading at Lulu's as she tweets about how psyched she is to be at a hashtag reading at Lulu's. And I'm telling you, Beck, I swear. Lynn again. Do you think this is like an art opening where you go once and you're good, or is this going to be like an every week thing? Do I set up a fucking runway every time I finish a design content? No, I work on it and work it more until I have a production. I work on it again. This beach clean? Don't have that in the universe. They might be talking about being smiling tall girl. Let's not let that ask them. Sorry, great size. At least at art openings you get free wine. At least at art openings you get art. I'm sorry, but a fucking cowboy. My body goes on. She's not a good stop. Can't stop. Until you talk about the costume, like it's gone too hard. It's sad. But that's not how this ends. And inside the tweets, inside the machine gun fire footprints for the last round. I wonder if she didn't get it from that on the swipes. I feel like it was all because of Benji just then. I feel bad for her. Benji? Well, this is what happens when you fall for a sociopathic party boy. All I hear is fall for and you love them. You lie to them, to your computer, to yourself. You think they don't know it, and they do know it. No. Benji. None. I have to think to him. Present in late size. You're being mean. I'm being real, Hana huffs. Benji's a snobby little prick. All he does is get fucked up on overpriced drugs and launch pretend businesses. What did he major in? Then wants to know. Who cares? Hana snaps. And I care. I want to know more, and I want to cry. And I don't want you to fall for anyone but me. Well, I still wish he'd be nicer to her, Lin says. Hana rolls her eyes and crunches on ice cubes and disagrees. You know what it is? Becca's full of herself.